Grand afternoon, grand rising, grand day and or evening, wherever you are, beautiful soul in the world. Brenda the Alchemist here. Spirit was just conversing with me about this whole spiritual health journey and path that many of you all, including myself and others who are arriving to this path and taking this spiritual walk of self-discovery and self-mastery. Okay, so don't you know just how there's people who have this physical experience locked in and solidified where they are very health conscious and physically fit, physically healthy. Have you ever really studied and observed people who are physically fit and healthy? They're very focused and disciplined. They're motivated. They are self-starters. They could be working with a personal trainer or, health and fitness professionals and experts and things like that. But one thing I've observed and that I really respect is that people who can live a healthy, disciplined lifestyle, and because you notice a lot of successful people that are physically healthy, they are potent, powerful manifestors because their vehicle, their vessel, their temple, their human anatomy, their body, their physical body is strong. It's a lot of electricity and magic and energy and vitality and life force that flows through them. So they are the perfect vehicle and conduit to manifest. Okay? So when you are also spiritually strong, healthy, and fortified, you take your spiritual hygiene and cleanliness seriously, and you're balanced in your energy. You have a spiritual regimen and routine that you practice and that you are practical about. You will also, on a spiritual level, on a vibrational level and frequency level, you will be strong and potent. So that is the perfect formula and recipe and starting place and ground for becoming a master manifestor in this realm. Okay? So when you are engaging and interacting and getting to know people or meeting people or even meeting yourself, okay? Because this is a self journey first before you include anybody. Now, a lot of people, and even for myself, when I was new and learning and becoming, I didn't have a lot of these principles and keys solidified and in place first. So I'm just out here, connecting with people and meeting people and neglecting myself and not strengthening myself and not fortifying myself and, getting to know myself and my energy, and you know what I'm saying? So when you not on your P's and Q's with that, you include other people, and we're all many universes. So we have, all these energies within us that connect to the planets and, celestial energies and things like that. Is why we have a natal chart. And so we got our emotions, our mental health, our psychological, state and condition and capacity, and all of that. When you include other people in your life and they might not be as strong or as aware or as secure, as solid in their energy or as knowledgeable of their self and the world around them, the environment around them, you can very well be including somebody or partnering or collaborating with somebody that is counterproductive, counterintuitive to what you came here to do and become. So all this like codependency, that's how codependency in the trauma bonding formulation process is like inevitable. Okay? Because people start being codependent on your energy. They don't know themselves, or, things like that. Or they could just be deceptive and just all out just a user, an opportunist. Okay? And it could just be a subconscious thing, or it could be a conscious thing. Either way, as a person on the path of self-mastery and becoming perfected and becoming great and powerful and potent and a master manifester of their reality, okay, you need to be familiar and well acquainted with your own energy, your own guides and guardians, your angelic team, your ancestors, okay? First and foremost, okay? That's your starting lineup right there. Okay, I don't know about sports like in depthly, but I noticed that Spirit has me channel and make a lot of reference points to athletes, athleticism, and sports for some reason. I don't know, maybe in the past life I was a competing athletic warrior princess or something. I don't know. anyways, but yeah, I find it intriguing. But I just have a high respect for intelligence, and I'm very impressed and intrigued with athletes and athleticism and fitness, intelligent people, and fitness focused and disciplined people. Okay, so yeah, just like your physical fitness and health is appropriate for manifesting, because you are a physical vessel, vehicle, and conduit for energy and frequencies, as you communicate and in connection with nature and the universe and the cosmos. You also should be as strong and fit in your spiritual walk, in your spiritual experience. Okay? And you do that by having a healthy, well-maintained spiritual hygiene, keeping your energy clean, knowing when your energy is being infiltrated and when it's attempted to be infiltrated, or knowing when you are slacking on your energy and when you are inviting and welcoming dirty frequencies and energies into your energetic field and in your life space, and recognizing it and noticing it in others around you. Before we come healed and strong and secure and confident in ourselves, we easily fall into being overly giving and overly available and overly accepting of other people's shortcomings and their weaknesses. Okay, a lot of empaths who are unhealed tend to do that. I used to do that in my journey before I got awakened to my mistakes that I was making and how it was interfering with my becoming great process. So I had to pivot and make some adjustments and make some changes. Okay, so it's like before we pour into anybody else, we have to pour into ourselves first. Okay, and we are taught to give in our process of building and growing, and that is backwards. That is counterproductive, and it works against us. Okay, so yeah, people who can't hold capacity, energetic capacity, because their frequency is low and weak, They're not going to be able to keep up with somebody who is spiritually strong. It's just like when you jogging or hiking, or you physically engage in a fitness collaboration or partnership with someone. If you're not conditioned in a way, you're not going to be able to keep up. You're going to get left behind. It's the same thing spiritually. That's how a lot of people get booted out of people's lives. It's not a personal or emotional thing to be taken personal. It's the universe, the cosmos, and you know what I'm saying? That person's ancestors, their spirit team, they all co-signing, and like they are like, the energy is just so potent and so strong that person carries and holds, that anybody that cannot match that or meet up, they get booted out. It's not nothing to take personal or emotional about. It's just something to take notice and to take serious. Okay? And yeah, that's just how that goes. That's just how that goes. So yeah, it could be very intimidating and a little threatening in a sense when we come across people who are like across the board just strong. They're mentally strong, emotionally strong, physically strong, spiritually strong. They are in perfect alignment to manifest anything. A relationship, a partnership, a business, an enterprise, some type of, anything that they want to experience or manifest, and you have to recognize when you are being used as energetic food and resource and travel for somebody else who is not energetically, vibrationally strong in their frequency. That's what they're doing to you. You need to set strong boundaries or just totally remove them. Okay? If they don't show no signs that they're going to be able to be strong on their own, and they just going to be codependent on you, that's something you need to cut off, because they're going to slow you down and hold you back. You're going to start getting irritated. You're going to start being short and, impatient. And, it's like, soon you need to get to the point where as soon as you see it, recognize you, nip it in the bud, cut it off, and move on. Keep it moving. People think people who are focused and disciplined are mean. No, we're not mean. We're just solid. And we just have no patience and no tolerance for inconsistencies, weakness, deception, lies, illusions, and playing too much, and childishness. We don't have time for that. People who are focused and disciplined, they know what they want, they know what they came here to do. The vision is being cleared. The vision has been made plain to them by the cosmos, the universe, the Most High, their spirit team, their honorable ancestors. They're not here to play with you or nobody else. And you need to just get that understood, overstood, understood, and all the stood, and just stand on all 10 on that. Period, point blank. It's not a personal thing. That's the thing. People be in their feelings for all the wrong things at the wrong time. But they don't be in their feelings and emotions for the things that's going to propel them and align them to their greatness. They keep aligning with BS and excuses and weakness. Now, it's understandable when somebody is learning and they're in process and they need a little bit more healing, they need more alone time and solitude, you know what I'm saying, to figure things out. The Most High, the divine, okay, spirit will have patience and grace where it is justified and it's earned and merited. Now they don't make excuses. They don't give out grace. I'm telling you, these high divine spiritual intelligences, they're not like humans where we make excuses, we give chances and da 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 da. And like, you know what I'm saying, we give 111 excuses and chance. No, honey. These powers, these energies, these intelligences, these frequencies that are on a high level, baby, they are, yeah, you would think they mean. It's like, no, it's not mean. It's like you don't measure up. The math ain't mathing. And you making excuses. They don't operate like that. And they're not going to align themselves to you if you act like that. Because we need them. They don't need us. We're the ones that's in this limited human form, in this limited reality, because we don't have a lot of time to waste here. We're going to be here and up out of here. And a lot of us is coming back to do it again. Because this is an educational experience. That's why it's referred to, quote unquote, as Earth School. It's Earth School training. This is where we come to work. We come to do our work, our high calling work, our high purpose work. And some got to keep reincarnating and coming back to even figure out what that is. But yeah, the key here is to be solid. Okay, it's a whole bunch of illusions here going on. You got demonic entities, dark forces. You got trickster spirits. You got, you know what I'm saying? And people who are in alignment in their energetic frequency, their emotional capacity and intelligence and emotional health and all that, they are in alignment with a lot of these energies. And you got to be able to recognize it first in yourself and in other people. And make the necessary changes and adjustments and release and let go of what doesn't serve you, what's not going to help you become your greatest and best and highest. And what's going to strengthen you and not make you weak. And you just continue to just get settled and nestled in and comfortable and all snuggled in your weakness and your low levelness and your lower self. After a while, that's going to get uncomfortable because your higher self is going to be nudging you, and the cosmos, the universe is going to be nudging you that it's time to grow. It's time to grow out of that. Just like when you can tell in your body that it's sending you out sign a signal that something is off. Something is out of balance. You start having these symptoms, you become symptomatic. It's a gradual process, but eventually it's going to worsen and worsen and worsen. Same in your spiritual body, your spirit body, your light body, your God body, as they refer to it. You keep succumbing to and getting too comfortable. It's easy to be comfortable in the lower existence. That is easy. But it's more taxing and costly, though. It's more expensive after a while. It's the same thing in your physical health. It's easy to sit on your butt and be lazy and not move and not oxygenate and have oxygen and healthy air and food and water and sustenance and things like that. But it's costly in the end. Before you know it, you'll be up out of here. You'll be up out this realm, and for whatever, health reasons. Okay? And what I have learned and observed in this experience is that your mental health, physical health, emotional health, your physical health is all one. That's why it's referred to wholeness, wellness, health, wellness, and wholeness, because they all work together. They're not separate. Separation is an illusion of everything. We've been conditioned and programmed and miseducated and misguided and misled to think that separation Okay? Of these things, these concepts and ideas are, no, you can observe them separately, but you have to see them as a whole. You become a whole person. All right, friends and family, I need to take a quick break. I'm going to come back and we're going to continue this conversation. Okay? I love y'all and be right back. Okay, friends and family, I'm back. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Yes, spiritual fitness and spiritual health and strength, and how that is appropriate and helpful for you becoming strong and a powerful master manifester and creating your own reality. Okay, so it's not productive and healthy to have codependency. Even if you are codependent on someone else, they're codependent on you. It's like, you guys are spiritually, think of it like that's your spiritual workout partner. You know what I'm saying? You guys bounce off each other's energy. You guys reciprocate energy back and forth. You guys vibe. You know what I'm saying? You guys keep each other motivated and inspired and encouraged and strengthened and all that. Now, if somebody is falling short in their own spiritual walk, their own spiritual discipline and practice and lifestyle and routine, they are going to expect you to fill the voids. Okay? They're going to expect you to strengthen them in their weakness. You're not going to have enough to give to yourself or to anyone else that you love and care about, because you have so many others or someone else that is counting on you, depending on you, and pulling on your energy. That can become unhealthy. You cannot have somebody to work with and work out in life, quote unquote, that is not strong within themselves, and they're counting on you and depending on you. Whether it's intentionally, subconsciously, consciously, or unintentionally, it's unhealthy and it's going to weigh you down, slow you down, delay you, and block you from your manifestations, from the things that you've been put and contracted in this realm to create and manifest. You need to have a strong lineup, a strong team, a strong network. And sometimes we can fall into the toxicity of thinking that, okay, because we're the sharpest tool in the shed and we know a little something, or we have a little bit more going on for ourselves and resources or knowledge or experience or whatever, age, whatever. And let me tell you how the ego can be so deceptive and can trick you out your spot and dethrone you. Okay? It's self-deception, self-inflicted, mishandling of energy and a mishandling of power. Your ego can trick you and deceive you and think that you being a powerful leader because you're the sharpest tool in the shed. You are the smartest one of your friend group or your family clique or circle or whatever. And your ego will be so blown out of proportion. Okay? That you think you being a leader and you're giving and you leading the pack, you leading the group. When in reality, on the flip, the truth of the matter is you're weak because you're surrounded by a bunch of weaklings. They depending on you and they're not strong in their own right, in their own self, okay? They're depending and counting on you. You tricked yourself into thinking, I'm powerful, I'm a leader, I have these people depending on me. Who's going to strengthen you and encourage you and give to you and pour into you? So you go home, or you go back to your sanctuary, your safe space, your private time, you know what I'm saying? And you're drained and exhausted from overgiving, but then you tricked yourself. Your ego deceived you into thinking you a powerful leader, and because you got all these people depending on you. Now, one or two things, they could be taking advantage of your vulnerabilities and seeing that you're giving and that you're charitable and that you are very serving and loving and kind and you're loyal, you're dedicated, you show up and all that. And they could be very well taking advantage and preying on you like a predator does to a victim or their prey. Okay? They could be housing a demonic entity, a demonic intelligence, okay, because their frequency and vibrationally in alignment for that to happen and for that to be true, that demonic intelligence sees that you're giving and you're loving, you're kind, you're dedicated, you're loyal, you're committed. Let me tell you how your ego can deceive you and trick you and think you're doing the right thing and a good thing when you are not. And you wasting a whole lot of time. That's what I'm saying. The sooner you can catch this erroneous way of going about things, and you know what I'm saying, just like in your physical existence, you can trick yourself into thinking, oh, okay, I could party and I could drink and and I could hang out and I could do this and live this way. I could, live the single life and be carefree in my spicy energy, and my sexual energy, and I could just live free and have my freedom. This is a false sense. This is self-deception and lying to yourself. Your ego can trick you out your spot. That's what I'm saying. As soon as you can recognize it in yourself, you'll be able to recognize it in other people around you. And you'll be able to shift and pivot and make changes. But the longer you stay asleep and in the dark and in the shadow and letting your ego drive the ship, the plane, the vehicle, the vessel, you're going to be delayed, slowed down, and held back. Or everyone else who knows these concepts, who get these concepts and ideas, they're going to be way far ahead of you. And you'll be looking around, looking back, and like, what happened? Brenda the Alchemist is a spiritual personal trainer. We're going to help you get there. Okay? Just like you work with a physical health professional, fitness person, they could examine and analyze and evaluate your situation. You tell them your vision. Okay, I want to do this. I want to look like this. I want to feel like this. I want to be able to lift this, do this, run and play with my kids, my grandkids. I want to be able to keep up with my spouse. I want to be able to whatever. I want to sign up for a fitness competition. I want to be a model. Whatever your goal is, however you want to look, that fitness professional will be able to tell you what you need to do, what you need to cut out, what you need to do to get you there. Okay? But first you got to be ready and open for correction and instruction and coaching. You got to be ready for the night. You got to put your insecurity and your fear and all your weaknesses aside. You got to be open for correction. Okay? Divine intelligence, all intelligence, this is what it's here to do. You got to respect the intelligence and the knowledge and the bringer of the knowledge and the information and the message. So yeah, know what you want out of life and align yourself with somebody, a mentor, a support system that can help get you there. not somebody who is in their weakness, in their shadow. I don't understand why people take advice and guidance and opinions from people who they're not willing to trade places with. Will you really switch places with somebody? I don't care if it's a business, a idea, a creative idea, a recreational leisure plan or idea, concept, relationship advice, dating advice. Why do people go where people are not thriving and successful, and it's evident and it's showing? Like, it's tangible proof and evidence that this person is thriving and prosperous, and it's been consistent. Discipline and consistent success, thriving. They know what they're talking about. I can see it, I can sense it, I can tell they know what they're talking about. I don't know why people get opinions and advice from people that don't have going on what it is that they're seeking to them about and for. I've never understood, even as a child, I never understood that. It's understandable when you're just unaware and you don't know, and you need to get some perspective. But yeah, so that. But yeah, once you have a vision and idea and you're clear, okay? That's the thing. You have to be clear in what you want and where you're going. So no room, like I said, this realm is very illusionary. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of deception and trickery going on. It can easily, you cannot mean to come off deceptive or shysty, but if you not being authentic and solid and thorough and clear cut and dry with your intentions, that's why you got to move intentional. You got to be intentional, have a reason, a purpose of why you moving and why you behaving and why you communicating and expressing in a certain way. Otherwise, because you come across somebody who's solid and clear, cut and dry and straightforward in their energy and their emotions, their expression, their purpose, their reasoning, they're intentional, you're going to confuse them. And you're going to look like an op to them. It's like, no, I'll cut you off. I don't got time for that. When I was, umpteen years ago, when I was still learning and developing and I was still healing and integrating my ego and getting out my shadow, coming out of the darkness into the light, that's different. I'm no longer there. I'm not in that place. Nobody who's focused and disciplined and further along in their self-mastery, they are way graduated out of that. So you cannot come around them and come into their energy, come into their sphere, their orbit, okay? Their personal universe space and come in that energy. You will get a boundary set or you'll get cut off. It's not emotional. It's not nothing, that's the thing. This thing is to, heal and become strong mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So yeah, somebody who is knowledgeable, who can be able to assess where you are on your journey and be like, okay, you need to trim some fat off the ego. The ego is ruining your life. It's ruining your experiences. It's ruining beautiful, magical, miraculous, epic moments in life with yourself, with others, and with opportunities. Okay? This is a lot of humans' issue on the planet. Yeah, I sit back and I observe a lot. I've been observing ever since I got here. My mama tell you, when I came out her portal, okay, she said my eyes was going. Because when I traveled, my soul traveled to get here. Okay, I knew I was coming here to work. I was coming here to get to work. Let me check things out. Let me see. Okay, this is Earth. Oh, okay. What's going on? All right. My healed inner child has a lot of fun now, okay? Now that she's more, full of sunshine and, smiles and butterflies. She just has fun. I just let her roam free and play. That's what she came here to do. I mean, she had to go through some things first, but I had to love on her and comfort her and tell her it's all right. A lot of you, that's what you need to do. This full moon energy, I'm feeling it, is intense. Okay? It is intense. It's a full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn rules I believe it's the 10th house in the zodiac. Yes, because I believe it's the 10th house of status and stability and all the things, career, hard work, all the qualities of Capricorn. Look it up. I'm not an astrologer, okay? I'm not an astrologer. Google it, chat GPT it, I don't know, Pinterest it. Be resourceful, okay? But yeah, so this full moon would be a great time to release burdens, habits, unhealthy habits, toxicities, behaviors, thought patterns, belief systems that you've held on to. And that's the thing. To be spiritual, you can't have linear thinking. You can't think in lines and rigidity, and it has to be this way, and I'm only open and flexible with it working out this way. It has to be like, no. The universe will surprise you, okay? The Most High, the Divine, will surprise you. To be spiritual is to move with the energy, flow with the energy like water. It's very fluid. It's very divine, feminine. It's very creative and intuitive in a way, and it don't like to be told what to do and how it's creating. So humanity and its mortality and how it got all these rules and stipulations and unrealistic boundaries, divine feminine energy, creative energy, that creative force, it's going to move on and align itself with something else. It's not going to waste its time and energy, and especially with someone who is not working with it and not, willing to co-create with it and flow with it. It's like water, okay? You drop a water in a glass or any larger amount, size, or body of water, it just becomes it's not separated. You don't even see that drop no more. It's like, or that smaller amount. It just becomes, that's how it is when you become spiritual and you embark on the spiritual journey. You have access to a wide range and network of other divine intelligences and powers and energies and entities and things like that vibrate on a high divine, higher conscious level. They will recognize you. You will be seen by these energies, and they will walk with you and guide you and coach you and teach you and protect you. As long as you're in alignment, though. You step outside that alignment, all that stuff I just mentioned goes away. Okay? And in our humanity, in order for us to manifest and achieve our wildest dreams, our biggest childlike dreams, we need to connect and align ourselves with a higher source, a higher power. And becoming spiritual, having a spiritual relationship, having a spiritual connection, spiritual connectedness with the cosmos, the universe, and nature, and everything that this God energy and frequency resides in. You're able to do that and have access to all of that, and as long as you tap in and align yourself. But yeah, I have to make another stop. I'm out running errands really quick. family. I will be right back so we can continue this conversation. All right, family, I'm back. So, where did I leave off at? Okay, yes. Becoming spiritual and spiritually strong and healthy and fortified. Okay, so, yeah, once you tap in and you embrace your spirituality, you'll have access to so much spiritual help and wisdom, knowledge, and assistance and protection. Um, of course, like anything, it has to be maintained and with a lot of focus, attention, time, dedication, and discipline. Um, so, yeah. So observing, when you observe people who are disciplined in their being and in their lifestyle, whether it is their physical health or their spiritual health, they're very attractive. Their energy is attractive. Their aura is attractive. Their energy is attractive. Did I say that already? I think I did. I tend to do that when I'm talking and driving. Um, but yeah, they're attractive. People who are physically healthy are attractive. They're attractive. They're appealing. It's very inspiring and admirable. Who People who are successful in their spirituality and in their physical health. Their spiritual health and their physical health is strong. It's attractive. It's sexy. It's magnetic. You're drawn to it. You know what I'm saying? You're drawn to them. It's perfectly understandable. It makes a lot of sense. The science and the energetic mathematics, it makes out. It adds up. It lines up. But these types of people, they are not time wasters. You can't waste their time. You can't waste their resources. You can't waste their energy. Okay? They will set a firm, clear, strong boundary, or they will just cut you off. Okay? And only those who are mature enough, who are receptive enough, and intelligent and wise, they will understand. Okay? It's not nothing to take personal. It's an energetic thing. It's a vibrational thing. There are some people that we are meant to align with and cross paths with that can get us to our next level, spiritually and or physically or both, depending on whatever they were so contracted to do, but you got to be able to be aware and make sense of the signs, synchronicities, and the reasoning that the universe communicates to you. Your spirit team communicates to you on why that particular person is appropriate and qualified and energetically quantified. They measure up, okay, in so many levels. They check so many boxes that they are fit for you on your journey or whatever season you are in or cycle you are in your life. A cycle that you are either closing out or a cycle that you are entering. Um, And some of these people are, a lot of these people are part of the 144,000 that are here to help clean up this mess upon the planet on an energetic level. And it's not that many. If you think about how many people it is on the planet, on the planet, okay, in the world, or even in your home state, city, okay, neighborhood, the divine has these chosen ones strategically in different places, industries, neighborhoods, geographical locations, because their energy, their energetic frequency signature, their core soul signature and who they are, it emits an energy that is transformative, that is influential, that is medicinal, okay? It's healthy, it's high vibe to initiate a transformation, a positive, healthy, high vibe transformation. And a lot of these individuals are divinely meant to link up and join forces with others who are either becoming chosen or who are already chosen. That's why you have to read your life. You have to examine and assess your life and profile. Do you fit a chosen profile? Okay. Some people are very more close and are really at that energetic frequency, and some are way far off. Okay. But yeah, these link ups and these collaborations these partnerships are divinely guided and meant and designed to continue and further this energetic transformation in the world. Okay, because it's just going to, anytime you add two energies together, it's going to be amplified. Okay, even when you amplify your own energetic frequency and vibration, whatever it is that you do, how you treat yourself, how you love on yourself, how you feed yourself information, knowledge, the information you take in from the internet, from what you read, the conversations you entertain, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is you take in, the type of media and entertainment you listen to and all that, conversations, that all will affect your frequency and vibration. And if you are here to manifest and create your own reality and partake in this co-creation with the universe and with divine source creator, you have to maintain and be disciplined in keeping your frequency and your vibration high. That means you can't entertain certain type of low frequencies, low energy, low vibrational people, places, and things. From everything you put in your body, how you treat your body. You can't be out here entertaining just low level lifestyle living. And you call yourself out here trying to manifest these great grand ideas and dreams and visions. It don't add up. It don't match up. It don't make sense. It's backwards. It's counterproductive. A lot of us are growing and continuing to increase our discipline level, and it's possible you can get there, but the thing is, you have to just continue. You got to not give up. It's just like people who are training for a fitness competition or whatever their goal is, physically wise. They fall short and they have a cheat day, or it's okay to have a cheat day, to be balanced, to be have a in moderation understanding in your life. But to continue to fall into unhealthy and toxic temptations, that is going to continue to chip away at your high frequency and your high vibration. And next thing you know, you are like the rest of the masses on the planet that are just existing and are not thriving, and they're not manifesting. They are victims of their circumstances and their reality. Okay, they're told what to do, what to think, what to believe, what they can have, what's possible for them, and all of that. They have not taken control of what the higher power has given them. And they don't have they're not in alignment to have higher power support in doing so. Now, you want to be a part of that group, that bunch, go right ahead. But for the ones that you know your path within you, you're being nudged and called. The Most High is banging your line every day. You feel it in your being, in your spirit, in your soul, that you are being called in a certain direction, down a certain way, a certain path, and you've been struggling to answer and to get there. This message is for you. You feel in your being that you're different. You've been treated different by family, relatives, close peers, colleagues, quote unquote friends. Okay? I looked up the etymology of the word friend. It actually means enemy. And I found that to be very interesting. We throw that word around and place that title onto people that we have loyalty and affinity with and all that. Like, I found that to be very interesting. So I'm like, what should we refer to them as? Our tribe, our soul tribe, our family, you know? Because you're going to vibe with your true tribe, your real family, you know, on a vibrational level. You can have a lot of things in common or whatever with a certain group of people or a person or whatever, and that connection and that relationship can be totally out of alignment with who your core soul essence and signature is and what you came here to do and to become. Your future higher self. Not your future higher self, but your future self. It could, that connection, relationship or relation or, you know, alliance can be totally off. It's only, you were only inserted into that timeline, into that experience with that person, them people, only as a stepping stone for something greater. So all your emotional maturity level, your energetic frequency and vibration only vibe for a time with that particular group or, you know, circle or person, place or thing. When you evolve and shed the old and release the old, all that goes away. When you so attached to it, it can be scary in releasing it and letting it go. It's understandable. But you have to think about, okay, you got to know. See, that's one thing about divine. Divine is going to let you know what comes with adding on something to your life or removing something. The divine is not going to, that's how you know something in the universe, a higher divine presence and power is really has you on their mind in its heart. And it's, you know what I'm saying? It's energy. They were thinking about you. Okay? That alone says a lot. That it thought of you so much and so strongly that it's letting you know, okay, you let this go. If you add this to your life or remove this out of your life, you have to look forward to this. The divine love is not deceptive. It can test you to test your childlike faith and trust in it, and that trust will develop down the line. The more you surrender to it, It's going to activate and strengthen your faith and your trust in the higher power, in the universe, and that simultaneously is going to grow and strengthen your trust and confidence in yourself. So when you're met with opportunities in life and experiences in life, you have had so much practice prior, okay, of stepping out on faith, and it's coming out to be a success, okay, that your confidence level is like, okay, I know when I need to move on my intuition. I know when I'm being nudged this way, that way, and it feels good. I know how it feels in my body. I know how it feels in my energetic field. I'm going to move on it. The gods and the goddesses will recognize you and respect you. Okay? They'll look at you as like little homie. They'll be like, oh, look at them. Oh, okay. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? But you out here insecure and all scary and, you know what I'm saying, real questioning and not stepping out on faith and don't trust and don't have confidence in your energy and how you moving and in alignment with the universe, you're not going to have their support. Just simple and plainly put. You're like, no, you need to go back and work on it some more. You know, you'll get there, you know, if you want it enough. You have to want it. There was a time when I was not this confident and this sure of myself and this, you know, aware, but I wanted it. I wanted to get there. You know how they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears? That is so true. That's how you know you are in alignment. When you have access to certain information or certain people who have access to certain information, you know you are in alignment. You're like, oh, okay, I wouldn't have come across this no other way. You start looking around you and everybody else, they don't speak like this, or they're not tapped in like this, or they're not connected like this. They haven't shared you know, it wasn't supposed to come from them. That's why. They weren't the one, or they weren't the frequency, the vibration. They weren't the aligned person, the aligned opportunity. I used to, when in my unhealed empathy, I used to want to share all the golden information and nuggets with so many people that was close to me, and after a while I just got exhausted with doing that, because I'm like, these people are not even receptive. They're not receptive. They're not in alignment. They have not graduated and grown to a point to even get what it is that I'm sharing with them. So I had to stop doing that altogether. I'm like, So when the Most High called me to be a messenger and a communicator of these thoughts, okay, I had a set intention to be like, okay, I'm only going to be intentional to connect with only those that are divinely guided to receive and to hear this information. You know, I don't go out of my way anymore in sharing things with certain people. I know they're not open or receptive to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be mindful. You don't be so giving and want to help that you're not investing and you're not sowing your seed of a investment of charity and care and love and investment in weak soil or toxic soil, where there's not going to be no growth. It's not going to be receptive. It's not going to be received because they're not ready. They're not there, or they're not interested, or they think they know a better way, or they want a better way. Because you can it's just like a farmer or a financial investor, somebody, a trader of some kind. They see that they're not getting back what it is, and they mean well. They have good intention, We have to be this way in our energy and our resources. Energy in its raw form is a resource. Everything in this physical existence is manifested as some type of material or resource that its beginning state is energy. So when we got to start recognizing, like, I'm not going to put my energy and time, money, investment, emotion, my intellect, my thought process into something or somebody that is not receptive, or they're not ready, or they don't want it, or I'm not doing that. I have been disappointed and heartbroken too many times doing that. And when you're empathic and you are, your core nature of your soul essence and your being is charitable and loving and giving, you want to help, you have good intentions, you're not out here to, live off somebody else's life force and vitality and resources and energy. You have to be able to recognize when you're investing in the wrong places, in the wrong people. Like that good energy, that good investment, that good resource, time, money, intellect, intelligence, could have went to something where you could have got a huge return. And sometimes a lot of people, they used to be giving and loving and charitable and helpful in that way, but they didn't have the knowledge and the experience and the wisdom around them to point out where they were making the mistake and messing up so that they could have corrected, and they would not have descended down so low that they have given up on life, people, the world, optimism, hope, magic, miracles, possibility. They don't believe in jack, spit, nothing no more. Because they've been so heartbroken and let down because they kept investing in all the wrong places and all the wrong people. This is what can potentially happen to us when we put our energy, time, effort, and resources in the wrong place. Information is too readily, you can get information light speed now if you're in alignment for it. There's no excuse now to be ignorant or in the dark and not know what you're doing and where you're making a mistake and what's going wrong. There's too much information, knowledge, and wisdom and intelligence out here in this day and age where we're living in 2025. And we are it's going to increase as we progress. And those that are stuck in the old way of being, the old way of existing, the old way of doing things, they're going to get left behind or booted out. Just like that. But yeah, so these bringers of light and these bringers of intelligence and wisdom, and you know what I'm saying, they are here to help those who got lost along the way, or they was making mistakes. And we come and help and show you, like, look, this is how this goes. This is and we know from experience. Some people is just no hope. They don't have no hope. Ain't no coming back. They so far gone. They can't pull them back up. But the ones that is hope for, is like, okay, you just need to make these adjustments and do this, and you'll be back on path and back in alignment. This thing is about alignment. Because when you think about a vehicle and how it's in the alignment, I don't know why Spirit be having me. I'm like, look, okay, alignment on a vehicle, it can't properly travel, right? If it's out of alignment. Same thing with the spiritual, the soul traveling in an energetic sense, okay? Because it's all energy, okay? It's all energy. The universe don't look at it like, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with it. Those two things don't relate. Oh, yes, they do relate. On an energetic perspective, it relates, okay? It's like with the whole, sense of security and wealth, having a wealth mindset and a wealth, mentality, and having a wealth like behavior and attitude and demeanor and decorum about yourself will align you with the wealth frequency. It's a lot of people who are nasty hearted, nasty minded, nasty living, in their being, their habits, their environment, their attitude, their behavior, their mentality is very poor. The universe looks at that, oh, okay, they want to be impoverished. They have a poverty mindset, they have a poverty belief system, they have a poverty lack. They're not in alignment with love and abundance. Love has so many other unseen compartments to it, okay? It embodies so many things all in one. If you ever take the time out to research and study this love thing, it's not just a squishy, fluffy, feel good emotion. It's an energy and a frequency and a vibration that has so many other hidden, unseen components to it. That's why love makes everything better. It makes food better. It makes everything in this physical, earthly, human existence better. That's why once you experience the love frequency and from something, and then you experience it from something where it is not present, you definitely know the difference. You'll definitely be able to tell and know the difference. Serious. So, yeah, the universe looks at the energy of it, like it's unintelligent, unwise to think, you having a poor mindset and poor emotional maturity level and process of this life experience and way of being, and think you're gonna live a wealthy, rich life. No, they all go together as a whole. You making poor lifestyle choices and have a lack mindset and think there's always not enough. You can tell a person vibrate and is out of alignment with these types of concepts because how they think and how they live and how they behave and how they approach life, how they approach everything. Love will fill every void in this human experience because it's complete. It doesn't lack anything. You know how they say you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It won't feel like a regular, 9 to 5 of something that does not fulfill you. It doesn't feed your soul. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you're making a living, but it's not fulfilling you. you're gonna be out here chasing the next other thing. You know, it's the same thing with people who don't have self-love. They look for it out in external pleasures and, you know, gratifications and things like that. No, you're gonna be stable. You got to be stable all around, secure all around, all across the board, because it's definitely related. Remember I said earlier, separation is illusion. It's like, how is my emotional security lining me up with financial and wealth security and stability? How's my mental stability aligning me up with financial stability and stability in life? Because you will be in alignment, and your frequency will be strong enough to sustain you and maintain you to be able to acquire the monetary wealth and stability and security. You'll be disciplined, you'll be focused, you'll be motivated, you'll get up and do the things you don't feel like doing. You won't be lazy and easily distracted and swayed this way, swayed that way, caught up in this, caught up in that, slowed down, delayed, and all that. You'll be sharp. Your physical body, your mind, your heart, where you emote and express and process your emotions, will be strong and not toxified and unhealthy and imbalanced, to where you cannot, or it'll be very difficult to impossible to manifest and maintain and to create the stable, successful, thriving, prosperous, wealthy life, whatever that looks like for you. And then you'll be able to align yourself with others who are also on that same wavelength and type of time. So the goal and objective is to get yourself where you need to be, so that you can be more a help, okay, to someone else or to others. But your process of growing and healing and building in yourself, and then you give so much of yourself, it works against you. It works against you. You don't have boundaries. You don't have no cutoff game. You just accept any and everybody as they are, what they are, da 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 da, and they clearly show that they are lacking and are not, strong, and that's going to take away from you energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and monetarily. So, all right. I have gone on enough. Wow. Okay, friends and family, it's enough spiritual training for today. Continue to be the most healed, highest versions of you. Alchemize your best self for your best life. Take advantage of this full moon tomorrow. The energy has been very potent and strong. Do whatever good releasing that you should do. Take a nice spiritual bath. Release and let go, and let all that stuff go down the drain. And look forward to your next season of victory and strength. All right. Alchemize your best health for your best life. And until next time, thanks for spending time with me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate the love and support so that my channel can grow and we can grow together on this journey. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace, love, bliss to you all.